First game is Starfield. I've spent hours exploring the vast expanse of this game, and let me tell you, it's one of the most immersive sci-fi games I've ever played. Right from the get-go, you're thrown into a world where space travel feels both awe-inspiring and overwhelming. The sheer scale of the universe is insane. Hundreds of planets to explore, each with their own unique ecosystems and challenges. What I love most is the freedom you get. Want to be a peaceful explorer? Go ahead. The combat is intense, but the real gem is the exploration. There's always something new around the corner, discovering hidden ancient ruins or getting into heated space dogfights. The story is rich and deep. The narrative pulls you in, but it never forces you down a single path. You carve out your destiny.
Are you ever gonna give it a rest? Oh yeah, there's a hawk in the sky.
It was a pleasure serving with you, Major P3. Unfortunately...
When I first jumped into Atomic Heart, I had no idea what to expect. But it didn't take long to realize I was in for an intense ride. Set in an alternate history where the Soviet Union has reached mind-boggling technological heights, the game plunges you into a world filled with bizarre creatures and surreal, nightmarish environments. The first time you walk into a facility and see its mechanical monstrosities come to life, it's like stepping into a twisted dream. The combat in Atomic Heart feels smooth and satisfying, mixing gunplay with brutal melee action. But the game makes you think, using your environment and abilities to survive the chaos. The atmosphere is unreal. Everything from the eerie sound design to the creepy visuals makes you feel like you're trapped in a mad scientist's worst nightmare. The story dives deep into conspiracy, technology, and the ethical questions surrounding scientific advancements. Every twist and turn kept me on edge, wondering what was real and what was just another hallucination in the mind-bending world of Atomic Heart. Deliver Us Mars hit me right in the feels. From the moment I started playing, I knew this wasn't just another space adventure. It's a deeply emotional journey. You sent on a mission to Mars to recover a set of mysterious technologies that could save humanity. The atmosphere is haunting and beautiful at the same time. The Martian landscape is as barren as it is breathtaking, with stunning visuals that make you feel small and isolated. As you traverse this desolate world, the narrative unfolds through clever environmental storytelling and audio logs that keep you hooked. It's not just about the science or the mission, it's about Kathy's own personal struggle and her connection to the people she's lost. The puzzles and environmental challenges are engaging, but it's the emotional weight that really hit me hard. The game makes you think about the cost of progress and the isolation that comes with being a part of something bigger than yourself. It's the journey of understanding what it means to go there in the first place. Jumping into the Callisto Protocol, I wasn't prepared for how absolutely terrifying the experience would be. From the very first moment, the game grips you with its atmosphere. You play as Jacob Lee, a cargo pilot stranded in the haunting Black Iron prison on Jupiter's moon, Callisto, where things quickly spiral into horror as you encounter grotesque mutations and a sinister conspiracy. The eerie silence of the prison, broken only by the sounds of something lurking just beyond sight, immediately sets a tone of dread that never lets up. The enemies are relentless, and each encounter feels like a life or death struggle. The game forces you to make every shot count, and it's intense. I found myself constantly running low on ammo, relying on my skills to survive the hand-to-hand brawls that often feel more brutal than any gunfight. The visuals? Absolutely mind-blowing. The grotesque mutations look disturbingly real, and the level of detail in the environments is stunning. The story is deeply engaging, with twists that had me questioning everyone's motives. I went into Hyper Lightbreaker with high expectations, and it completely blew me away. From the moment I started, the game's vibrant world and fluid combat had me hooked. In a sprawling open-world environment, it feels like a natural evolution of Hyper Light Drifter, but with a fresh, ambitious twist. The art style is striking, blending neon, futuristic aesthetics with lush, sprawling landscapes that make you feel like you're exploring a high-tech utopia on the brink of collapse. The gameplay itself is where Hyper Lightbreaker truly shines. It mixes fast-paced combat with tactical elements, giving you the freedom to tackle enemies your way. Whether you're zipping around with quick attacks or planning your moves carefully, the fluidity of the controls makes every fight feel dynamic and satisfying. What really stood out for me was the way the game encourages exploration. The world has something new to discover. But it's not just about combat and exploration. The story is intriguing too, with layers of mystery that reveal themselves as you progress. Each encounter feels meaningful, with a real sense of progression as you uncover more of the world's secrets.
Oh dear, I made the lackey upset. Forgive me.
Call me that again.
The Expanse, a Telltale series, feels like you've just been handed a seat aboard a spaceship in the middle of the tension between Earth, Mars, and the Belt. I had high expectations for this one, and it absolutely delivered. The story is set before the events of the show, and you play as a member of the Arbiter, a ship caught in the middle of a complex conspiracy. What immediately grabbed me was the narrative. The game isn't just about choices, it's about making those tough calls that shape the lives of everyone around you. Every decision matters. The tension between the factions is palpable, and your interactions with the crew, each with their own agendas and motives. It's classic Telltale in that sense, giving you plenty of moments where your choices feel both significant and gut-wrenching. The atmosphere of the game is pitch perfect too. The zero-gravity combat feels amazing, and the claustrophobic interior of the ship gives you that constant sense of danger. If you love deep space dramas with rich characters and intense moral dilemmas, diving into Last Oasis was like being thrust into a harsh, unforgiving world where survival is the only thing that matters. The game kicks off in a post-apocalyptic Earth where the planet has stopped rotating, leaving one side scorched by the sun and the other plunged into eternal darkness. As one of the last survivors, you have to build, fight, and explore to stay alive. But there's one twist. You're not alone in this new world, and the other survivors will do anything to take what's yours. The first thing that caught my attention was the dynamic, open-world environment. The landscapes are stunning but brutal, with massive sand dunes, ancient ruins, and treacherous cliffs. You'll find yourself crafting everything from makeshift shelters to elaborate vehicles called walkers that let you navigate this desolate terrain. The walker system is a game changer. It's not just about walking, it's about building your own personal mobile base. And trust me, there's nothing like racing across the desert on one of these things. Combat is gritty and tactical, with the game heavily relying on the player's ability to gather resources, make alliances, and conquer other clans. The tension is real, and with a constantly shifting world, every step feels like it could be your last. Elite Dangerous is like going the cockpit of your very own spaceship and getting lost in an entire galaxy. I'm not talking about a small sandbox here. I'm talking about a massive, fully realized universe where you can be anything you want. A bounty hunter, a trader, an explorer, or even a pirate. I'll be honest, I wasn't prepared for how addictive the freedom would be. The first time I took off from a space station, the scale of the game hit me like a freight train. There's nothing quite like the feeling of floating through space, jumping between star systems and discovering planets, asteroid fields, and alien outposts. The graphics are awesome, making every journey feel like an actual space adventure. You can literally travel from one side of the galaxy to the other if you've got the time. The game's economy is complex, and you'll find yourself making tough decisions when it comes to trading, mining, or fighting. The multiplayer aspect is a huge draw too, as you can team up with friends or face off against other players. Every mission and encounter feels like it has real weight, especially when your ship is damaged and the repair bills start adding up. Elite Dangerous is truly a game where you carve your own path and make your own adventures. When I first played Ashes of Creation, I had high hopes for its promised immersive world, and let me tell you, it doesn't disappoint. This isn't just another MMO, it's a game where every action you take, every decision you make, has a real, tangible impact on the world around you. You start off as a simple adventurer, but as the world evolves, so do you, and the game evolves with you. The sheer scale of the world in Ashes of Creation is staggering. The game's dynamic world system means that settlements can grow, fall, and shift based on player choices and actions. You're not just running through a static world, you're shaping it with every quest, battle, and interaction. I found myself constantly amazed by how alive everything felt, from the bustling cities to the quiet remote corners of the map. The combat is fast, fluid, and rewarding, and with multiple classes to choose from, there's always a way to tailor your playstyle. You're forging alliances or engaging in massive world events with thousands of other players. The game feels engaging with possibilities. Ashes of Creation is still growing, but even in its early stages, it's clear this is one of the most ambitious MMOs out there. Final game is Star Citizen. I didn't know that this was a masterpiece. I was playing an entirely new universe. The scale of Star Citizen is unlike anything I've experienced. The game promises a fully realized player-driven galaxy, and after spending some time in its vast expanse, it's clear that it's aiming for something truly groundbreaking. From space exploration to trading, combat, and everything in between, you can do pretty much anything you want in this universe. The first thing that hits you is the incredible attention to detail. Ship feels like a real vehicle with its own quirks and features, and the immersive cockpit controls make piloting feel like a serious skill to master. The planets, space stations, and everything in between are beautifully crafted, giving you the sense that you're truly floating through a living, breathing galaxy. You can fly from planet to planet, land on surfaces, and even engage in space battles, all with seamless transition. Star Citizen is so special. You're taking on missions, joining factions, or just experiencing the stunning environments. All the moments feel like it could lead to something huge. Star Citizen is still in development, but even in its early stages, it's already one of the most exciting and amazing sci-fi experiences out there. Even with 30 FPS, this game worth playing. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content on the latest and greatest games. Don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss an update. Got a game you'd love to see in a future video? Drop your suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Stay tuned and see you next time.